I think a lot of farmers are curious about the way we farm. It's not really common for dairy farms to be certified organic. I'm Sandra Jefford. I'm a dairy farmer at Clydebank near Sale, and I farm with my husband Wilco Droppert and our son Luke and staff.
My name's Wilco Droppert. I farm with my wife Sandra and my son Luke and his partner Tia. I grew up in the district, went to school locally, migrant son, and Sandra's a migrant daughter. We reflect on what our parents did for us. We're basically out to create opportunity for our kids as well.
My background is pretty varied. So my parents were dairy farmers. I grew up on a dairy farm, but we moved from England to Australia in 1980, and I studied to become a food technologist. I always thought I was going to be sort of a plant researcher, but we came out from England and I didn't like the ag degree. Wasn't that keen on the horticulture degree, so I decided to become a food technologist, and that led me into a career in dairy processing initially. And whilst I was in that job, I met my husband Wilco. Once we had our son Luke, I was trying to work full-time and be a part-time dairy farmer and a mum, and that didn't work. So I gave up paid work, and I've been involved in the dairy farm ever since. We really enjoy our farming system. We love the fact that there's so much life on the farm with the birds and the insects and the cattle, and yeah, we wouldn't want to be farming differently really. We're just trying to do this better. My husband Wilco went to a conference maybe 9 years ago, and there was a guest speaker there from America talking about the negative impacts of glyphosate on humans, particularly gut health. And Wilco came home and said, "Do you think we should be organic?" Way back then, there was quite a good premium for organic milk, and so we gradually transitioned away from a conventional farming system to organic. We're all producing food, and we want to produce the highest quality food that we can, and that's a real driver for us. Starting off with organics was not easy. When we first started transitioning to organics, it was in drought, and we didn't realise how long that drought would continue. So we started farming organically, I think, in 2016, and the drought went till early 2020. So it was a very difficult time. Within a few weeks, the co-op that we were supplying went bust, and they owed us a huge amount of money. And it took us a long time to get back to an organic price and really to start to make money. So it was a very difficult transition.
Maybe Winston Churchill said something interesting. When you're walking through hell, you keep walking. Because we'd worked hard and we had the credibility with the people we do business with, we could work out arrangements to overcome these difficulties.
Then we decided that we wanted to generate as much of our power as we could, which would save us money, but at the same time we realised that would reduce our emissions.
It still took probably another 12 months after that point to regain the confidence of those we were working with to bring this major project forwards. People watch what you do and they know you work your way through it.
So we started planting trees about 6 years ago, but again, we're in drought, didn't realise the drought would continue. So we didn't get good success rate with those early shelter belts, but we've learnt so much now about how we do it better.
Even with the infancy in the way we're growing trees, we might find one set of rules appropriate for one tree line, but we'll change it to another. And the trees are not just grown for their looks, they add capital value to the farm. People always underestimate that.
It really makes a big contribution to the farm ecosystem. The farm's been certified organic for over 4 years. We've been farming organically for 8 years. The principle of all organic production is healthy soil. So we need a good diversity of plants in our pastures so that they support a diverse range of microbes. That way we're getting really good nutrition into the plants, and that good nutrition in the plants means we've got healthy cattle. We drink the milk that we produce every day, and so obviously we want that to be the healthiest, highest quality that we can make it. If we look after our soil and our trees and plant more, we can store carbon and take it out of the atmosphere and put it back where it should be, in the soil and in the vegetation. I think Luke and Tia, as the younger generation, and potentially Sophie, they're fantastic on a lot of things that we don't want to tackle. Luke in particular is very good with machinery. He can learn off YouTube to calibrate a machine or use the auto steer on the tractors or whatever. I don't do any tractor work. Wilco is not up to date with all of the new machinery. They're absolutely essential to the business. Oh, we have lots of strong conversations about the way that we should do things, yeah. It is very difficult. I think for anybody who runs a family-owned business, whether you're an electrician or a plumber or a farmer, it can be really difficult. We don't have a definite succession plan with both of them at the moment, but we're hoping that the farm will stay as family-owned. Who knows where things will end up in the long run.
Luke might not agree with the way we farm some of the things that we do. At the end of the day, our kids have the choice of what they want to do. I think if we persevere and we kick goals, then even if he doesn't take everything on board, there's a legacy of a lot of things that he can build on to go into the future.
I hope we leave a thriving, profitable business that's good for the people working here, the cattle. We want them to be really healthy and happy, and the wildlife. And hopefully it remains as a family-owned business. If young people are vaguely interested in knowing about a career in agriculture, go and meet a farmer and say, can I find out what's going on?